Pastor David Vandy, the founder of the Vandy Christian Network. VCN, the Vandy Christian Network, has a vision to bring the gospel truth to all via the internet, the radio, and television, with a focus on social values, faith, restoration, health, and understanding the Bible in the simplest possible way.
The concept of faith, that even nothing happens, you still trust God.
VCN has a 24-hour radio emission featuring gospel artists from across the continent. Their YouTube, The Encounter. So, I want you to be a part of this happy family. Join VCN or Vandy Christian Network on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. VCN is your go-to channel. Hello and welcome to the Vandy Christian Network. I am Pastor David Vandy, and this is The Encounter. The Vandy Christian Network, we broadcast to you via our YouTube channel, so you can go to YouTube and click on the subscribe button and be a part of our daily broadcast. We're also doing this in collaboration with BSK TV Network, broadcasting on Star Times channel 200. And we also broadcast to all countries on the African continent. Our app, the BSK TV app, is also available via Android and Apple. You can also go to your Play Store and make sure you secure the BSK app. But for today, on The Encounter, I have one of my long sister that has been in the kingdom for a very long time. Well, I will not be saying much about her at this start, but I trust that by the time we get deep into this conversation, you will know exactly where she's coming from. And on The Encounter, just to remind you all, our viewers, that we go way back until we come to a point how you encounter the Lord, how the Lord got hold of you. Maybe you were in a life that you think, oh yeah, this is my life that I've been living. But one thing I always say is that when God is ready for you, there is no way you can turn back, because there will always be an encounter. So at this point, my guest is Pastor Makiya Kamara, popularly known as Pastor Makiya. Welcome to the Vandy Christian Network.
Thank you so much, man of God, for having me today. It's been a pleasure.
Wow. You know, it has been a long journey, Pastor.
Indeed.
It has been a very long journey.
Mm-hmm.
But like you used to say, if you don't know my Genesis, don't come and talk about my revelation.
Exactly.
Because you have a journey that you have been through.
Yeah.
You have gone through a process with your Maker.
Yeah.
So now, I just want you to tell us a little bit about, just in one or two words, who is Makiya?
That's a big question, actually. Nobody has ever asked me that. I should say Makiya, because there was a time I asked my mom, I said, what does Makiya mean? They said Makiya mean it's a name of an angel, Suratu Makiya, because I came from a Muslim background before I find Christ. So Makiya is this growing up, I just see myself like different. Yes. Because my mom used to always tell me, you are special. Because as parents, the words they input in your life, they become seed as you grow up. So when she used to tell me that, I hold on to it. So I used to see myself different, actually. Different in a way, not that, when you're growing up, you imagine how you're going to be. And Makiya, I feel as now everything I'm living is everything I was dreaming of when I was growing up. Because by that time I didn't even know I was going to be preaching to crowds, but I always used to see myself like I'm in front of crowd. So all the thing I know about Makiya is this kind of person that is like an entertainer.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to come to that. Thank you. I love the fact that your mom told that Makiya is an angel.
Yes.
You know.
So to Makiya too.
So now, the program we're talking about right now that we're sitting in is called The Encounter.
I love that.
And I want us to go back a little bit. When I say back, I want us to go way back, because on The Encounter, it is a testimony.
Yeah.
This is time for your testimony.
Indeed.
For those who don't know where you came from, we want to know where you came from, how it all started for you, what was life like for you before you encountered Christ, and the changes that has taken place in your life. So now I want us to go back. When you were growing up, what did you do when you were growing up? What kind of life did you live?
I love that question. When I was growing up, I should say my childhood was like traumatic, nice, happy, all the other stuff. Because I came from a very poor background. I remember when my mom used to leave me with one of my aunts. My mom's elder sister, she doesn't have a child because my mom is a twin. So my mom, other twin sister, used to live in a place, I came from Sierra Leone. Those of you viewers that are asking, where is she from? Originally, I'm from Sierra Leone, but currently I live in the United Kingdom, and I just came to visit Pastor Vandy in the United States. So now, my mom's twin sister used to live in one of the towns in Kono. So my dad used to travel a lot, and he used to go along with my mom and my older brother. So my mom, because I'm the last born, my mom left me with my aunt. That's the traumatic part, because I can remember vividly. But my aunt is like this spiritual healer. In Africa, we have these people that can look at you and know the kind of sickness you have, and they will go to bring herbs.
Go to the bush.
And bring herbs and treat you. So that was my aunt's gift, and my mom used to have that gift as well. So my aunt, I used to carry like the basket, will go through rivers. This is somebody, and when I used to pray, then God began to give me all those flashbacks. My aunt will go to the trees. Let's say somebody is sick in a town, and they will send somebody to come and tell her in another town. That was like Rokupur. That's like in the Cambia district. We'll go to streams. You will see snakes hanging, and my aunt will just push the snakes like this and take the herbs. You can imagine those trauma as a child. I'm telling you, Pastor Vandy. I'm telling you. Sometimes I used to tell my members on the prayer line, I said, we'll be passing the river, like streams that you can walk by. And my aunt would say, oh, stop, a snake is coming to pass. And you just see the snake just pass by. She was like a psychic.
As if she knows when the snake...
She knows when the snake is coming to pass. I'm telling you, Pastor Vandy. I seen those things. But she was mean to me. She emotionally, physically abused me.
Do you know, were you able to know why she was doing that?
Yes. I think because she don't have a child. Yes. And so there were times, I was a very rebellious child. Because when I was growing up, I don't want you to take advantage over me. I always have that fighting back spirit. Because like I stand for what I believe in. And so like if she's mean to me, I'll be like, I don't know the way you're treating me. I think my mom loves me more. And so that anger, she will take it out on me.
Okay.
And in Africa, parents, when let's say they used to leave you with your aunt, your uncle, when your mom come, the first place they will check is your neck.
Your neck, yeah.
And my mom will look at, Makiya, you're not good. And it's like, if my mom is coming, in those days there's no telephone or letter, my mom will give somebody a message, can you tell my sister I'm coming down next week, I'm coming. So by that time, my auntie will begin to pep me. If your mom come and you say anything to her, I'll beat the living day out of you.
Wow.
So you can tell my mom will be saying, Makiya, you pull down. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. You understand?
Because you know that if you say anything when your mom is gone, you are in trouble.
So I remember there was this time, I don't know, I fell down, I have a scar. And you know, they don't give you no antibiotics or anything. She will just be taking herbs to put it on the scar for the scar to get healed. And I remember my mom came. I think my mom just came surprisingly. She didn't tell her. And
it's okay.
I remember my mom saw me. And oh God, I don't know why the Holy Ghost make me to remember this scene. And my mom saw me. I was wearing like a short dress. And my mom said, Makiya, you are so dirty. He said, what happened? I could not pretend anymore. And I said, this is my aunt. She's always mean to me.
So you opened up to your mom?
Yes. I said, she's always mean to me. I said, she'll beat me and she'll not make me eat till late in the night. I'll walk like a slave.
Were you not going to school? She could not put you to school, but she would take you to the...
David, I was not going to school. I wasn't going to school. And I remember this was in Rokupur. And there was a town called Bonkomaria. We used to live in a village. Oh God, it's good that I revisited. Maybe God want to give me healing. So when my mom was so angry, my mom said, I'm not going to leave you. Because I've come many times and I've asked you. And you keep saying you're okay, but now you open up. And my mom met me, I was wailing. That because when my mom want to go, I was like, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. You understand? You know when your mother is going and you're like, you don't know when you're going to see her back. I said, please don't leave me, please. And my mom would say, just give me, I'm just going for a month. Your dad is because my dad was a tailor. And he used to sew dresses for like, you know, like when they do all this female circumcision, Bondo society. So all the ashobi, he used to sew. So my mom has to follow him wherever he's going. So that day my mom was angry. My mom said, I'm not leaving you. But you know what? My auntie, when my mom take me, she placed a curse on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She placed a curse on me.
So, after your mom took you, and she said whatever she wanted to say, placing a curse on you. So, your mom took you back to Freetown?
My mom took me. She never left me because that was it's like, I know you are my sister, but I've been coming, I've not seen my daughter, nothing.
No progress.
Yes, but I'm going to take her because there's no education. I think maybe this time I was maybe around 7 or 8 years.
And you were not even going to school?
No, I was not going to school. I was learning for myself and I crave education. I was learning. I'll buy books. I'll teach myself how to read. And I'll teach myself how to write.
Mom took you now. And after that?
My mom took me to Sierra Leone. My mom took me to Freetown. When my mom took me to Freetown, that time my mom and my dad were going through a divorce. Because in my tribe, I'm a Susu by tribe. If your parents are poor, a rich man can volunteer to be paying money to your parents to say, oh, I love this, your daughter. Let me be taking care of the school fee, blah, blah, blah. When she reaches a certain age, maybe 12 or 13, they give you off to him for married. My dad wanted to do that. And my mom was furious. My mom said, no. My other 2 daughters, they don't have education. But this one, there's something special about it. She has to have education. Because of me, my mom and dad divorced. My mom ran away with me to Sierra Leone.
To Freetown?
Yes. So we're in Freetown to my mom other elder sister. So then I used to go, those big compounds where there's different nationality, everybody has their own compound. So I always used to go and find place to I want to learn how to write. Then one of my auntie's daughter, she said, I can see there's potential in this girl. She want to learn. And I'm never going to forget. She says, Makiya, I said, I want to go to school. That's all I want to do. And then she took me and registered me in school. I think that was like 1980 or 1981. David, I'm telling you, to the goodness of God, I only spent 3 years in secondary school. I was so brilliant. They give me double promotion. I'm telling you, they give me double promotion. I only spent 3 years in primary school.
So all this while, you were still practicing the Muslim religion?
Yes.
Fervently?
Fervently. 5 daily prayers, doing fasting, you have to fast, everything and all that kind of stuff. Everything, that's my life.
You know, Pastor Makiya, this is... I am feeling your pain. As a child, you know, I know what I went through also as a child. When my father gave me over to somebody to take care of me, I know what I went through. So your story now, you know, is bringing back those memories.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll take a short break.
Yeah.
You're watching us on The Encounter from the Vandy Christian Network in collaboration with BSK TV Network. Remember BSK TV Network? We broadcast on StarTimes channel 200, and our app is also available. Go to the App Store on your phone. You can watch us on your tablet, on your computer, or on your television. So download the app and be a part of the BSK family. We'll be right back. When we come back, we're going to take the other side of Pastor Makiya Kamara. She used to be a fantastic dancer. You want to know how she got into that? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Vandy Christian Network, and this is The Encounter. And my guest today is Pastor Makiya Kamara from the UK. She has a ministry called the Outreach of Love Ministries in the UK. We'll be coming to that. We are going step by step. And now let's come back to our guest, Pastor Makiya.
Yeah.
At some point in your life, when you were growing up, you became a superstar dancer in Sierra Leone. You know, everybody craved to see where Makiya is performing today. Everybody wants to go and see you. You know, you won so many awards. So I want us to get into that. At what stage in your life did you get into dancing?
David, I should say in my teens, because we used to have a group that is called Soso Group, and we used to dance to the Balanji. And my mom, they used to have like every Friday or Saturday, they call it Yankadin. But mostly it's Balanji, it's mostly for our tribe, the Soso dance. Traditional. Yes. And she used to help mostly with this chief. You know, in our hometown, we have chiefs, you understand? So she used to help with the chief. She was like an assistant, like help with counseling and all that kind of stuff. So now, when they want to open the OAU, that was 1980. Yes. So the Mamiyoko Hotel, so they were calling different nationality. Everybody should have their own nationality. So my mom would say, Makiya knows how to dance the Balanji. Because my mom used to like to dance, but she would only push me in front, say, come and dance. So now because every parent want because that was the first time to be on TV. So my mom don't want me to miss that break. So she was like, put Makiya in the Soso group. She's gonna dance. So that was when I had that encounter to first meet our president, Shaka Stephen. We opened the OAU 1980 OAU conference. So that was in Mamiyoko Hotel. That was my first time of getting worldwide. But I used to dance this, and then when I used to go to my elder sister in Conakry, so of course, so people will like dancing and all those things. So I used to like dancing. So, but I used to go when I go on holiday, because I'm a hairdresser, to learn how to braid, to get new style. So when I come back home, that was what I used to make my money. So now, there's somebody that introduced me to a lady called Maria Marahim. So now she came when I was braiding her hair. So like when I want to take a break, you know, we used to have all those small tape recorder, and I'll play my tape, we'll play Kassav and all that kind. So she used to see me dancing, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. Would you like to, we have a night club. I'm like, no, I don't go to nightclub. I say, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed. He said, you can make money from this. I say to be nice. I say, but my mom, she doesn't allow me. So now what she does, I think she came to tell, that time in Aphrodite's, you were there, John Blah was there, Alan Smith and Boney M. So Boney M was passing by. She told Dwight Schrute. So Dwight Schrute came to tell you people that, oh, we have a young girl that knows how to dance. And that was my first time. So now, that time, John Blah has to come first to ask permission from my mom. And she gave my mom permission that I'll be home before 12. Because in those days, you know, you start the program 8, 11, yes. So that was how I came to meet you people in Aphrodite's. That was in, I think, 1986 or 87.
So you danced in Aphrodite's, you danced at Cool and Cozy, you danced at K's nightclub,
MP,
you danced at MP nightclub,
Bintumani
you danced at Bintumani Hotel,
Cape Sarah Hotel, Lakabi.
So
all those
when you start making the money out of the dancing that Marama took you to, so what was the feeling at that time when you were coming back home with that money? Were you giving it to mommy?
No, my big break came through you when you recommend me to Fodi Kande.
Okay.
You know, there was an awards night.
The Progress Night Award.
The Progress Night. Because you introduced me to Fodi Kande. Say, listen, there's this girl, she can dance African music. And you know, that time Progress Award was a big event, like when they have the Oscars and all that, VMA Award in the United States. So that was how I got my big break. Because in those days, when you perform, once your face is plastered all over the newspapers, we used to make headlines and all that kind of stuff. So that was how I got my big break. That was my first big money. Because when I danced in Aphrodite, the first money I was given to you was 50 leons. And that was then very big.
That was huge.
Because all the others used to have like 30 leons, 20 leons. You understand? Yes. So I was given 50 leons. So that was like big. And I came to my person. You know, because it was just like a 10-minute meeting. I said, if you see me, I have money. So that money, because I came from a poor background, that money, that's what I used to look after my brothers, my sisters, my mom. I used to take it to pay my mom's rent. Because, you know, my mom used to struggle. We'll just be selling like bananas, oranges
and
outside.
You were still going to school at that time?
I was even going to school at the same time.
You go to dance?
Yes.
And then you braid?
Yes. So that was how I was getting my income. Because, you know, because my tradition, you must keep yourself pure. You should not sleep with no man. So that was my talent I was living on. I didn't want to like sleep with no man. So I wanted to keep my virginity. I didn't want to sleep with. So that was why when all the men were chasing me, I was restricting myself. You see?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know, because you see, some people will say, those who know you now as Pastor Makiya, they don't know where you were coming from.
No.
They don't know that you were once out there as a dancer, you know, and today God has turned things around. So, you know, after all your years of dancing and doing what you're doing, going to the nightclubs, and, you know, I want us to, when did this breakthrough happen? When did, you know, I will come back to that, because I want to touch on how the encounter happened, how you encountered God. But at some point in your life, you came to Christianity.
Yeah.
You became a Christian. You started going to church.
Yeah.
Or were you still a Muslim, just that you were just going to church? What was it?
Well, as I was growing up, like I told you, I was different. But I just used to like, you know, there was a book called My Book of Bible Studies, like an orange book or yellow cover. The book was a Jehovah's Witness book, but it was nice because the story there, it was just illustrated nicely. So I used to like it. And then I used to like to read the books of Psalms and then the Bible. So the compound where we used to live, the landlord there was a Christian. And so whenever she was in a Methodist church, so whenever she was going to clean the church on Saturdays, I used to go to help to clean the church. And so doing that, she used to give my mom discount in the rent.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So she doesn't know. I was just fascinated. Like, the way they sing with all this alto, soprano. I was just fascinated because I wanted to go to hear when they're doing all those practices and when they wear those robes. I was just fascinated by them. So I just used to like it. And one thing about my mom, you've met my mom. My mom is very simple. So I used to say, I said, this Muslim, there's too much laws. When you're on your period, you can't go to the mosque, you can't do this, you can't do that until when you finish. I said, so this their church, they don't give all those rules and regulations. I said, so I want to be going. So my mom like, Makiya, as long as you're in this house, you have to be a Muslim. I don't stop you from practicing other. So I used to practice both. When it's time for Christian, when they are doing Lent, I'll do Lent. When it's Muslim, because I want to roof. so I used to call myself Christmas.
Okay.
So I'll take half of here. You understand? So that's how I used to be. I don't want to like bring no conflict in the home. You understand? But then, what makes me begin to go to church? There was a time I had a sore on my feet. So spiritually, somebody poured sickness on me. And there was a time when my foot, 3 months, I was not dancing. So now, my older son's aunt, she said, Makiya, there is a man of God. He's from Ghana. Let me take you to this man to pray on your foot. So those, we call them Adejobi, but these are like spiritualists. Exactly. Church, yeah. So when I went to this guy, the things the man began to open up. It's like he was in my house. They were very prophetic, but that's, there are some things somebody will tell you that you're like, oh, this person is good. You understand? So this man began to pray on my foot, and I begin to see healing begin to come. You understand? Begins to say, anywhere I go to another spiritual church, they will tell me the same thing, that somebody give you sickness. So this is how I become fascinated with the things of Christ. And then any man of God, all those prophets, they will say, oh, I see you traveling abroad. I see you traveling. And that time you don't have nobody. I don't have no brother, I don't have no sister. I'm thinking, where am I going to? But I hold on to that prophecy.
You held on to it.
Yes.
So how did that breakthrough come, that when for you to leave Sierra Leone?
Through this, my braiding I'm doing. Now, what happened? I was dancing. This same Mariam Rahim, I told you, she was the one that connected me to some nurses. Now, those nurses, she has a minister's wife that is her aunt, and they were able to connect me to Anamomo, our former president, the wife. So she said, oh, I want you to come and braid my hair. So the bundle money when they paid to me, and I saw it, I'm like, and the money is so clean. I didn't touch the money for so long. I kept it because they used to give us money that is dirty, and then you go to someone's house, the house is so posh, we don't have flush toilets, we sit in the board, and everything, it's magical. So she said, oh, we want you to represent, I heard you're a dancer. I said yes. So we want you to be among a culture group so that you can represent Sierra Leone through the red coats in this culture, so you guys can go under Sierra Leone to represent them. That was in France in 1988. That was my big break, and it was through the braiding that I was able to get that contact.
France.
Yeah. So, and then you remember that when they used to make for us to dance for the president in Bintumani Hotel, when the president would just have like a bad day, they would just pick only you and I, those people that do African music, that will just maybe just 5 of us that will just come and dance for him. That was how I got that big break, the first big break. And I went to France. And then when I returned back in 1989, then we begin to do all these dances. But even before that, remember there was a time we went to Makeni, that was in 1985. 87, Pastor David.
Yeah, it was about.
We met Daddy Disco Daddy. Yes, in Makeni and all that kind of stuff. That was our first trip when you went to sign for me, for my mom to release me, for you to look after me. So these are all, but my big break came all this from when we went to France. Now, when we came back, then there was another show that was supposed to come to London before the NPRC take over. So that time we were supposed to go with Dr. Olo, the Gumbe group. And then it was the same red coat that sponsored it. So that was how I came to United Kingdom.
To the UK.
So when we came to the UK, then the fight broke out. Most of us didn't go back.
All right, you've had that. That was quite a journey. dancing, through her breeding, she went to France, and through her dancing, she was taken to the UK. But when we come back, we're now going to find out how she encountered the Lord, how Pastor Makiya met the Lord, that she has so held on to, and today she's going around the world preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. So don't go away. This is the Vandy Christian Network. I am Pastor David Vandy, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Vandy Christian Network, and this is The Encounter. I am Pastor David Vandy, and my guest today is Pastor Makiya Kamara from the UK, the founder and general overseer of Outreach of Love Ministry in the United Kingdom. Well, you've had quite a journey from our guest, and so now we are going to find out how she encountered the Lord. She told you she was going to church when she was back home in Sierra Leone, and at the same time she was still practicing Islam, because the mom gave her an ultimatum that if you are in my house, then you have to be a Muslim. But her love for Christ, she could not resist. She wanted to be in church. She wanted to be closer to Christ. And as God would have it, that happened. But how did it happen? Let us go to our guest. So, Pastor Makiya, you eventually left for the UK.
Yeah.
And now that you are out there, you were more independent. How did you encounter the Lord? How did you go back to Christ without being pressured to continue to stay a Muslim?
I love that. Well, now, when I came to the UK, I was struggling a lot. Not having document to work. We all know Europe, if you don't have your right documents, you're going to struggle and all that kind of stuff. So I struggled a lot. Now, there was a lady that used to, kind of like a babysitter, used to look after my son for me. So there was a particular time I wanted to go to a nightclub. So I was supposed to pick my son up, come home. But that day, I'll never forget, it was in the month of July in 2001. So I went to the church. I was waiting because the service was supposed to finish by like 9. And I've waited like it's 9:30.
She took your son to church?
Yes. She always take my son to church.
She always take him to church?
Yes, she always take him to church. Then what I do, when they are finishing church, I just normally come and pick him, and then we'll just take transport and come home. So but that particular day, they stay longer. And I got like impatient. I said, 30 minutes I've been waiting outside. So I decided to go inside the church to look for them, to know what's going on. I said, why have they taken so long? So when I went inside, I see like a whole lot of the place is packed. Everybody was like in front of the pulpit. You know, it's like people went to give their seed offering and all that kind of stuff. So what I do, there was a space at the back. I just came there and said, okay, let me stay at the back. So if she's turning back, at least they could locate me. So I've been there waiting. Then the bishop now saw me on the back. And now he now say, that lady there with the blonde hair, because at that time I used to have like blonde hair, you know. She said, the lady with the blonde hair, can you call her please to come? So I was looking at her, I'm like, I definitely hope he's not talking to me because I didn't come here for that. You know, that kind of stuff. I'm like,
you wanted to go to your nightclub.
Exactly. I'm like, what are these people like doing, you know? Because, the churches I used to go to, they were like spiritual churches. It's not like service. You just go clap and pray and go to the beach, roll, hold your candle and pray, you understand? So this was like a different, like Pentecostal. I don't know anything about Pentecostal. So the ushers, they came to me and said, oh, madam, the bishop is calling. I said, me? What for? You know, that kind of stuff. She said, yeah, these people are praying to get that. You don't know that God is visiting you, they're going to give you prophecy, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm like, election, I said, okay, let me just go. So as soon as I go, the man said, you, this lady, I'll never forget the prophecy. He said, you're going to do the work of God. He said, I can see like you have a dancing spirit around you. You understand? And then I can see there's a spirit tormenting you. But this lady, you're going to do the work of God. You're going to be a woman of God. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know? So, of course, you know, as somebody that is possessed, those kind of things don't mean anything to you. Just thinking he's just trying to sweet talk you. So you now say, can I have the oil? Let me anoint her. So he now took the oil and poured it on my head. And that was a big mistake.
That you made?
That I made. That was a big mistake, David, that I made.
God was calling and you are refusing to answer.
When your time comes, God, it does not matter where you are, He's going to pull you there and bring you. I came home with my son. I felt there was like a spirit of brokenness on me. Yes.
Because you were coming home.
I was coming
to go to the nightclub.
To get ready to go to the nightclub. Because, I mean, in the 90s, you don't have nothing, early 90s, early in the 2000s, you don't have documents. Even if you have documents, you don't have nothing to do. Most weekend come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because in my country, that's what we used to do. We only rested maybe like on a Monday. But once it's like Tuesday, I tell people, I say 6 days a week, we're in the night, we're out. That's how we find our money. So here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got to go to club. So I was getting ready because it was on a Friday. I remember the time. So when I was coming home, I was like, you know, like you have like this conviction on you. I just felt convicted, just feel broken, you know. I don't know, because since my mom died, my younger sister died, my world fell apart, things are not working. I bought my baby daddy, he left me for another woman. You know, you're going through all this emotional crisis, mental crisis, you don't have papers, you have to go to people's houses to clean, to get something to eat. You understand? I struggle a lot. So in my early 20s, 30s, it was bitterness. It was bitterness, yes. It was bitterness. You know, because you're moving from home to home. Because people that we used to know when we used to be in Africa, when they were so nice to us, when I'll come, oh, you open your house to me, I'm thinking, oh, in the night, those people, they want to rape me. Yes, David, I have to move. I have to. So all those my certificate that I have, I kept all of them. I break all of them. So because running from house to house, hiding from immigration, I left all my things, all my things got scattered. Everything I worked for, I lost all of them. Because I'll come to some home today, I'll say, okay, let me just stay. Let me just be sleeping in your couch. You know, because I have a 2 hours morning job for me to get something to be sending for my mom. You'll be there. They'll say, oh, you have to move out. This place is overcrowded. You have to pack back your belongings. Try to find. So it was just too much for me. But when I find that night, when I came home.
After the oil has been poured
on my head. Pastor, you won't believe it. I wanted to smoke the cigarettes. I couldn't. I just felt like something was pulling my head. When I want to smoke the cigarette, like my nose was like being torn. It was just my head. I was just having this migraine when I want to drink the wine. So I said, you know what, let me just leave it. So in the night, I called my friend that took my son. I said, I don't know what she took my son. So I said, that man poured something on my head. Since he poured that thing on my head, I can't sleep. I said, I can't sleep. I've just been, not knowing that God was bringing deliverance in my life. I'm telling you, Pastor, that was how I become. So since then, the following day, my friends, they came for us to go. I said, no.
For you to go back to the club? Yes.
I said, there's just something in me. I don't want to go. I said, because I said, look at all the wine. I said, you guys take them to your house. I said, I don't want them.
So how did you go back to the church?
This is what I'm telling you now. Since I give out all those things, now, you know, there was a program called TBN.
Yes, Trinity Broadcasting Network.
Then for one good reason, I was watching the satellite and I just come across it. And I begin to watch Pastor Benny Hinn, all these men of God, Prophetess Bynum. I begin to listen to them. Their teaching begin to convict me. It's like, you know, when God wants to arrest you, He will make you go to a place, maybe if it's on a YouTube channel or maybe a song you will listen to. This TBN, I have satellite in my house. I never know I have all this religious channel. God just make me to put it on. This thing they begin to preach to me. Like everything, it was me. everything, it was me, Pastor. Then the bishop called me the following day. He said, I want you to be coming to church. You are a girl that I see, you're very good. I can see the glory of God upon you. Pastor Vandy, now, I went to the bishop. The bishop now enrolled me in a Sky broadcasting network. They begin to teach me how to do presentation on TV, even to do the program, everything. It's called UPG.
Okay.
I know how to do all of that. They begin to teach me how to do it. They begin to do deliverance for me. Deliverance. If you come and see when I'm manifesting, deliverance. That's how a lot of people now, all my friends, when they begin to see me on TV, they say, Makiya has gone to Christ. They say, I begin to bring most of them. All of them begin to come to Christ. I was just like the woman at the well that Jesus met. And then I went and began to say, come and see what the Lord has done for me.
Come and see what the Lord has done.
This is how I come to Christ. This is how I had an encounter.
Wow. Glory be to God. Glory be to God.
Yeah.
But one more question. You know, I ask every man or woman of God that I talk to on this show. When, you know, in life, when you were out there, the enemy has no problem with you.
Oh, no.
But as soon as you come closer to God, then there is an attack.
Yes.
Did you at any point, or did it ever happen at any point in your life after you've given your life to Christ, when you feel like going back to where you were, when the enemy will come and attack you in such a way that you will say, when I was doing this, nothing was happening, but now that I'm a God, I think I have to go back? Did that ever occur to you?
Pastor, if anybody that was in the war, tell you, that's why the Bible says the ungodly shall not walk in the way of the righteous. So it means when God has pulled you out of the pit, do not go back near people that are in the pit, because it's easy for that spirit to pull you back, because you know the smell, you know the taste, you know the feel. You understand? So once God has bring you out of it, do not go near it again. You understand? I can tell you for one thing, since I become a born again Christian, I did not have the urge to go to nightclub, because you know why? I feed my spirit with prayer and the teaching. The attack can, because I face persecution, I face rejection. There are some men of God that will just look at you. You start nice with them, all of a sudden they reject you. If they don't say, oh, and the enemy will wait for you to know where is your weakness. Maybe somebody will say something. The moment Makiya says something, they will not twist the words, and then they will say, "Oh, she likes to gossip, or she don't know how to talk." You understand? Oh, she got anger. So these are all the persecution. When Jesus talked about, say, if you want to follow me, you follow that. And then there was a time I said, when I was in the world, I was not having all this persecution. Why is it that when I find Christ? But then there's something that will remind you: go to the Word, go to the Word, be persistent, be persevere, because there are some things, like I told you, if we don't pray to pull them down, the enemy always use them to remind God.
Yeah.
Because if you look Zechariah chapter 3, this was Joshua. He was a priest. Because in those days, when they tell you high priest, a high priest was somebody that can go to communicate to God for you, and God give answer like this. But he was in the temple, and the Bible says 2 angels were on his side. Who was making accusation was Satan. So many of us, our backgrounds are diabolic, especially we that came from Muslim home, because we don't know the covenants, the altars our parents has raised for us. So don't think those covenants they're not going to speak, because the Bible said in the book of Genesis, God said, Cain, the blood of your brother is crying out to me for revenge. That means there's a blood that has voice. Why is it that when we pray, we say, in the name of Jesus, let the blood of Jesus cleanse you? Because there's a voice on the blood. You understand? There's a voice on the blood. So what makes you think there's a covenant? Why is it that if you look, when God tell Abraham, look behind you, there's a ram, there's a lamb there, use that, and use that to kill, because I've seen that you could not afraid to sacrifice your son. He said, but today let this lamb be a covenant between me and you two. Now, what did God tell the people of Israel in Egypt? He said, take a lamb, kill it, tell them to use the blood and put it on their doorposts. What was that? That blood was the blood of Jesus Christ, was the lamb. He says, so when the angel of death is passing by, once he see that mark, he will not kill nobody there.
Wow, God.
Are you hearing me?
I want you to hold that preaching. I want you to hold that preaching, because this encounter is very, very powerful, and I want to believe all those who are watching us right now would have tomorrow they will say, this is Pastor Makiya's journey.
Yeah.
Now we know where she was coming from, and so her encounter with the Lord was not a mistake.
No.
But one final question. This one is just quick.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the opportunity to minister to friends that all of you used to go to nightclub together, to dance together? Have you ever had that opportunity to minister to them? Let them look at you and see where God has taken you from.
Well, I have ministered to some, but the Bible said when Jesus used to minister in his hometown, because of their unbelief, he never performed any miracle.
Because they know him as the carpenter's son.
Yeah, because whenever
who is the carpenter's son to come and talk to me?
When people will come, do you know the miracle? Is that not Jesus, the carpenter's son?
Yeah.
The one from Nazareth. Then they will say, we know his brothers and sisters now. We know his mother Mary now. So you want to tell me that Jesus? I beg. That Jesus. Is that Jesus you want to tell me? So imagine me, a man that was like the Bible said, Jesus could not perform no miracle because of their unbelief.
Wow.
So it was only the town Jesus came from. He never did no miracle. Because you know why? A master is never honored in his hometown.
Then we will end it right there. This is the encounter. I'm pretty sure you've had a wonderful time with us today. And Pastor Makiya, I just want to say thank you so very much. And I want to believe the next time you are here, this encounter is going to continue.
By the grace of God.
I want to thank you so very much. And I look forward to having more discussions with you here at the Vandy Christian Network. We need you. We need your presence. And also at BSK TV Network, we need your presence and we need your blessings also. So anytime you're here, make this your home.
Can't wait. We love you too in the UK. We always watch your program, and I just want you to know we are very proud of you.
Thank you.
Because I know where you come from. I know this in back home. This is your job. David is always somebody that was very good talking to people, MC work. So when I come and saw you, how you have progressed, I wasn't surprised, because this is something that you're always passionate to do, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Makiya. All right. Well, thank you all very much for watching us. Remember, this is the Vandy Christian Network, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Vandy Christian Network. Just click on the subscribe button and you share the link. And also, we broadcast on BSK TV Network, on Star Times channel 200, and our app, the BSK TV app, is also available on your Play Store. You can watch us on your phone. BSK TV, right there you have live programs. We have different movies that you can watch that will bless your heart. Once again, thank you very much on behalf of my producer and my cameraman and engineer, Mohammed King Milan Bangura. I'm Pastor David Vandy here in Washington, saying bye-bye.
Bye-bye.